at the actual weigh-ins. I made weight at the ceremonial weigh-ins hours later.
Wow.
You know, like I had to weigh in hours after the initial one because I needed that extra time to do it because I was just my body would not lose the weight. I was stuck, and I did everything right that I should have. It was just not the same, you know.
Got older.
Yeah, exactly. And my opponent knew it, so he just went right after my body, you know, and he hit me in the body, and my whole body just like started freaking tingling, like, and I don't know what the hell happened to me medically, but I just wasn't there, you know, like, I couldn't take a body shot. I was weak. I was super weakened from the cut, and I just couldn't get mentally there. I was just like, I felt like, I didn't feel like I was there. It didn't feel like it was me, you know. So I got TKO'd, which really broke my heart, you know, because to that point I'd never been knocked out. I went 56 consecutive fights without ever being TKO'd, you know. I'm not talking about like knocked unconscious. I'm talking about any kind of TKO. Nobody ever finished me on strikes, and I was
Wow.
very proud of that, you know, because I was kind of like the Iron Man, you know, like I didn't have a phenomenal record, you know, and but I had never been knocked out, so I was like kind of my thing I hung my hat on. And then I took that ill-fated fight and got TKO in the first round. I barely had a highlight, you know, and it was just embarrassing, and it broke my heart. It was a hard time in my life, you know. I was still dealing with the death of my dad at that time, and I had had like my heart broken by this girl. Like it was just like everything kind of compounded all at once, and losing that streak, that not being finished streak, really messed me up mentally, and I was just really, really down for a few years. It really messed me up mentally, and then I tried to do it again because I'm chasing that feeling. You know, it wasn't a healthy decision. It wasn't a smart decision. It was just me being miserable and looking for a way to feel better. So I wanted to chase that freaking feeling. So I took my fight against AJ Robb, which is like pretty much a year to the day, you know, like it's almost been exactly a year. And I got TKO'd again. He kicked me in my shin while I was on the ground, you know, and it fractured my freaking shin bone, man.
Jesus.
Like it, like,
Fuck.
and I felt it immediately, and I literally looked at the ref, you know, like he kicked me in the shin and he was kicking the shit out of me. And like, I looked at the ref, like, save me. We made eye contact. You know, he knew exactly what I was looking at him for, and he came in and stopped it. And I got TKO'd again.
Wow.
And like, this time it didn't really hurt me the same way it did before. It just kind of became apparent that I'm just not the fighter I used to be. You know, and I don't want to embarrass myself anymore by going out there and getting TKO'd by guys. You know, and AJ Robb's a good fighter. You know, he's cousins with Minnie Hunt.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know
Adam
what you're talking
Martinez's
about.
cousin.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And he's a good fighter. I got nothing against him. I ain't trying to be
He is a good fighter.
disrespectful, but I would have beat AJ, you know, like in my prime. Like, he would have been a perfect matchup for me back in the day. But like in the state I was in, I just I'm not the fighter I used to be, and that was a really hard way to find out, you know, because I got TKO'd by him in the first round, and it was just embarrassing. And the part that really stuck out for me was I looked at the ref. You know, like in my earlier days, I was a fucking savage. I didn't care about anything. I would walk through anything. When I fought Corey Sandhagen, you know, who's the biggest name I fought, he dropped me like 6 or 7 times with leg kicks. He just kept putting me down with inside leg kicks. My entire leg was completely black from where he kept kicking me, and like I just kept getting up. I kept walking through it. I've been kicked in the face full power, you know, on more than one occasion in the ring, and still was never knocked out. You know, like I was the Terminator, and that was my whole mentality. So then, like, the fact that I looked at the ref, you know, to save me, that just really, that hit home for me. Like, look, man, you're just not who you used to be.
That confirmed it.
And you got to move on. And, yeah, it's just how it is, you know. It didn't hurt me as much as the first time I got knocked out, you know. And they were both, like, not terrible knockouts. I've never been slept. Nobody's ever, like, knocked me unconscious. But, yeah, getting TKO'd changed everything. I was just like, you can't do this to yourself anymore. There's no reason to keep taking damage, trying to chase something that's doesn't really matter, you know.
So that part is probably tough. 56 fights, and then nobody's been able to finish you with strikes.
Oh, yeah, it was tough, man. It hurt.
Yeah. But that last one just kind of confirmed what you kind of knew already.
Yeah, it was just like kind of a flip. It switched at the, at that point. The switch had flipped. It just kind of, it hit home. I realized that I don't like taking the hits like I used to. I used to love sparring. It was one of my favorite things to do. I used to look forward to Fridays and go in there and just freaking go in and bang and have fun, and beat almost everybody up that I went with. That was kind of fun to me. But then, and then you start losing rounds in the gym and you're slow and you're getting hit more and everything hurts. And then you just gotta accept the rules of life. You get older and you're just not who you used to be anymore. You slow down.
Yeah, you definitely have a time frame you're working with.
Oh yeah.
How was that hard to quit fighting?
Oh yeah, it's very hard. I still think about it. I got a fight offer over the weekend, and I just said no. I was just like outright, nope, I'm really retired this time. This was like the guys that hit me up that I had one of my retirement fights for, and that's the kind of fighter I am. I'm a journeyman.